Hello, welcome to my channel, Becoming Bev. I've got a treat for you guys today. I'm here with my friends Larry and Katariina. Earlier last year, they bought this amazing van, so they drove to meet me here, and I have the pleasure of showing you and getting to tour their van.
This is a 2018 Mercedes Sprinter van. It's the 2500 model, and it's got a extended roof, so it's a little taller than the average ones. It was customized by a company called Sportsmobile out of Austin, Texas.
I'm looking forward to seeing all the interesting things about it. And at some point in this video, I'm going to ask you, so maybe you can be thinking about this, like maybe your top 3 favorite things about the van,
Okay.
and your least favorite things about the van. All right,
Awesome.
here we go.
Here we go. You ready?
Yep. You guys might recognize Larry from the jumping cholla cactus video.
Yeah, that was quite a day. A couple things about this van that makes it unique is, first of all, it's 4-wheel drive, so it's got a little higher clearance. I do a lot of camping on the beach, and the 4-wheel drive comes in really handy. I've had these custom racks put in which carry surfboards. I've had as many as 3 surfboards on this section between these 2 racks here. This ladder is actually kind of helpful because there's a rack on top, and the top has also got full solar panels, so that when the van isn't running, it can keep the batteries charged. Kind of need the full sun hitting those panels to keep the batteries charged if you're camping off grid for a few days. This is probably my second favorite feature here. First of all, I got this box that came with the van, and in the box I keep my little heater for inside. I keep all the water hoses. There's a little Honda generator that I can take out, and if I need to run the air conditioner or something that really draws a lot of power at one time, we can fire that up, and this will actually run all night. And then the other thing that's really cool about this, besides having a bike rack that is super easy to use and really easy to get the bike up and down on, it looks like it would be really hard, but it's really just as easy as pulling this down on both sides and pulling the bike off. So it literally takes about 2 minutes. The other thing that's really great is these both swing open super easy. There's 2 latches under here. You just have to be sure to duck down. And this swings all the way open. There's a little pin mechanism here that you can slide that right in, and you're all set. There's some additional fuel for the generator here that just spins right off and comes right out.
Awesome.
This one also opens. That part is really great.
Yeah, it really opens up the whole back of the vehicle now for access.
And then, these doors open, and if it's a nice day, I can just hang out in there, read, do whatever, and, enjoy the view.
Larry, this is the first time I've seen the inside of it. My
Oh, it
jaw
is.
just went, oh, wow, look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. They did such a great job, and every build that they do is custom. So you get to pick where things go. I didn't design this. Someone designed it, and I bought it with under 10,000 miles on it. And I loved it because it had a 3rd captain's chair for our son. On the long trip that I just got back from, I took the chair out to have more room in there. We can go around to the other side here.
This thing is nice.
It's got a nice, easy slider door here. There's a couple of details that I missed. There's, a city plug in here that you can run a power cord out to get AC out if you need an extension cord or plug something in. The other side's got the water and the cassette toilet. So back here is the city water hookup, which I used a lot on the road if you're not staying in RV parks. This has about a 25-gallon freshwater tank on it. You have to really conserve. I figured that I can get about 5 days on that before I have to refill.
Okay.
And it was a little more challenging than I expected to find places you could actually fill the water up.
Got it.
Unless you want to go to an RV park. Mostly I'm using the water for dishes and shower in the toilet. The cassette toilet is another great feature, which comes out here. If you open this up, basically the toilet drops into this box here. You pull this out, and you can take the swivel and just go into any porta potty or public restroom or whatever and dump that. So that's kind of nice. Super easy and clean. It did take me about 20 minutes to figure out how to put fuel in this thing. Because
Oh, really?
there really isn't a fuel thing until you open the driver's door, and there it is.
Wow, that's sneaky.
One of the details they didn't tell me about.
Oh my gosh, I think I would have never found it.
Yeah, yeah. There's a really beautiful light system here for night that lights up, or if I'm on a really dark road with a lot of curves and there's not traffic coming, and you can toggle this on and off, and it really sort of floods the whole area. We do have an awning.
Do you use the awning much, Larry?
I do actually, especially when it's really hot. It comes all the way out to about here. There's poles that come in and hook on this piece here.
Okay.
So it's really, really sturdy. It can hold up in high winds. And the shade that it gives is fantastic. It really kind of keeps the inside cooler.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear mixed feelings about awning, so I was curious about whether you liked yours or not.
It's really easy to bring in and out. I've just got a pole and I just kind of unwind it like that.
Let's go inside.
That's it. These chairs swivel. So if you want, you can turn it completely around. There's a desk, slides into this slot here that you can wrap around. I can use it here, or in that chair. There's some storage above. Back here is a table that I can pull out. And this table basically has a portable leg that you put in there, and you can put it right outside and you have a table. This is a captain's chair. This is the one that I removed that I was telling you about earlier when I went on a long road trip. This is the solar charge controller here. And basically this tells you what your charging status is. If it's charging, you'll start to hit these low battery marks if you need to recharge. There's ceiling lights that go on. It's a little brighter in the evening, but it kind of powers up this whole area. There's under counter lights that are just basically a push light system. There's a power control center here with your different things. There's a hot water heater, there's a refrigerator and microwave amp. There's the GFIs if you need to plug something in there. And then of course you have your main circuit breaker and your air conditioner. I did find that this is one of about 5 sets of fuse boxes. Some are a little harder to find and take a little bit more diligence to figure out. This is actually the power center for the inverter. So if you want to run DC power here, you can hit that and it'll begin inverting. So that's all solar power now. It's switching over and running off of the batteries that are stored under the bed. I'm
looking at your kitchen counter space here and I'm so jealous. I have about 6 inches of kitchen counter space.
Yes. And I use this all the time. I do have a little top that I can put up here that's a convection cooktop, but it draws so much power that it makes the solar system fail quite often, so I have to turn it way down.
Got it.
So most of the time I use a propane stove. If it's cold, I'll just crack a door and run it in here, or just open the vent above you there. Turn the pump on right there, so now it has, fresh water.
Just like home.
Just like home, almost.
Yeah. Right, almost.
This has got some handy storage. Got a little coffee pot. Usually right here is just kind of silverware and another little junk drawer. Everything, of course, locks. And then this is something I love. It's actually a good-sized refrigerator for what I'm doing. There's another tray there. Whoops. That wasn't supposed to happen.
That kind of stuff happens to me all the time.
Yeah, it does. Then there's a freezer. If you're going to have friends over, it's a nice place to throw a bottle of sparkling wine in.
You know, your wife and I are making some big plans for a girls' getaway in this
I
rig,
heard.
right?
I'm going to send you guys off with a bottle of champagne or two.
You can just leave that.
This is just more under counter storage here. Just kind of, I use it for cleaning supplies and things. There is a 3-gallon hot water tank there. One drawback is that it takes a lot to get hot water over to the shower, which I'll show you in a minute.
Okay.
But it works really great for dishes and things.
Okay.
Of course, there's a microwave here, more storage here. This is one of my favorite cabinets. This is the spice rack and also has more storage for different supplies and things. This last year, I became a vegan, and so my cooking routine changed quite a bit. I spent a lot of time cooking. So spices have become really important to me, curries and chipotle spices and things. So I use this all the time. There's also a unique storage bin. As you build this level up, all of the plumbing and everything run below the cabinets. So they've got this kind of cool little storage space here. This was really great because you can see it's actually pretty deep. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that can go in there. And it does lock, so if you were worried about valuables and things, you can lock that.
I'm looking at your van. You have more than enough storage.
I do. I really have enough storage. Where it gets tricky is, you saw that I have a mountain bike on the back.
Mm-hmm.
So you need mountain bike shoes, you need helmet, you need gloves, you need your hydration pack. Those things are what take up the room.
And the surfboards and the wetsuits.
And the wetsuits. So when the wetsuit's not hanging and drying, it'd be nice to have a place to put it under here. These were great. I would put, because I surf a lot, so I have my wetsuits that I put in there, and as long as they're dry, and jackets and that sort of thing. This was my traveling bookshelf. Right now I have a couple books from a friend of mine that wrote a couple of thrillers by Bill McGinnis.
Nice.
It's actually one of my first bosses. Great guy. This bed actually pulls out, and I'll show you that real quick, because basically all the batteries and the inverter and the plumbing and the freshwater tank are down here. I keep some jumper cables just in case I need them. This thing's got a lot of batteries, but you never know. There are some seat belts behind here that if you wanted to carry passengers, you can pull those up.
Oh, interesting.
So when I go to sleep at night, basically I throw that down. I do have a topper, a mattress topper that I put on top of that, throw a sheet on it, and I'm ready to go.
Awesome.
I stored my mountain bike in here on my flight home for 2 weeks, and I can't figure out how to get this off of the pleather yet.
Well, maybe somebody who's watching has just the perfect solution for us, and you'll leave that in the comments.
That would be awesome. That would help me out a lot. See, there's quite a bit of storage in the very back. So I do have 2 panels here that actually become a second bed. So it stretches from this rail here. This is a metal rail underneath this this covered area, and it goes all the way over to the end of the counter here. And there are 2 of these panels, and so the bed actually comes up to about the spigot here, and then our son can sleep up here. It'll hold up to I think it was 175 pounds.
So it's like bunk beds.
It's like bunk beds.
Got it.
Yeah, it's very tight. And cozy. One of my least favorite things, because of my height, is the AC right here. Because generally I can stand up in here, but when I'm working and I stand up and turn around, I've had several cuts in the top of my head from this. So my dream, and they're actually working on a way to do this right now, is to have a pop top on this where the bed actually is above. And I would convert this to be a bench seat, but with a lot of storage and maybe some drawers underneath. Lots of plug-ins and USB ports.
I'm really impressed with how much storage you have in here.
Yeah, and there's another little bit down here where I keep some of the supplies, portable camping chairs, and then this is the room that I couldn't really live without.
Got it.
With this chair in here, it's hard to open the door fully. This is a really important room because even when I was traveling, I was still working, so I'd have to show up on Zoom meetings. I had a couple in-person meetings, and having a shower is really important. Or just being out for too many days and just needing a shower.
Yeah, it can get a little rough out there.
It really can, yeah. So that was really helpful. You've got this little, privacy thing here that you can roll down. So you can be in a parking lot. If I go get gas, instead of going inside to use the restroom, I'll just hop back here.
Yeah, the people that I know that have to go to dump stations, most of them wish they had a cassette toilet. Yeah.
It's a big advantage. Up here is another storage rack. This is where all the blackout curtains are kept. So, basically it takes me about 5 minutes to put these up, and I have the whole thing blacked out. So if I need a place to sleep at a night and I haven't found a good place, I can pull into even a neighborhood, put up the blackout curtains, then I can turn the lights on and nobody even knows I'm in it.
It's like it becomes like a little cave.
Yes, it really does.
Your top 3 things that you love about the van are?
It's a lot more comfortable than my first van, which is a 1970 Volkswagen van that I lived in for a couple of years.
Oh my gosh.
So it's a big upgrade from there.
Big.
I love how well it's designed, and that it's got the bathroom, the shower, and the refrigerator in it. I love the fact that it's got solar, because that is so helpful. Otherwise, you have to keep the van running whenever you need power. And I think my all-time favorite thing is it's just so compact. I can pull into any place and park.
Yeah.
Which is not the case when we had a larger RV or when we had a trailer.
3 things you wish were different about the van.
3 things I wish that were different. I wish I had a pop-top roof and the bed being up there, because it would free up a lot of space. I also wish I had more battery storage, because often I do run out of power and I'll have to start the van to recharge the batteries. Mm-hmm. So if I'm at the beach for a few days, for example, and I've been using power at night, by morning it's pretty low. So I can sit on the bench, do Zoom calls from there. I have a lot of trainings that I do. It's really easy.
So you do Zoom calls from your silverware drawer in your van?
Absolutely. People are like, where are you today? I'm in Santa Cruz today.
I love it. Larry and Katariina, thank you so much for sharing your 2018 Mercedes Sprinter van with me. This build out was so fascinating. I'm kind of blown away by it. I appreciate you two driving down to meet me here, and I can't wait for our adventure.
I know.
It's going to be great.
So thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. It was fun. Thank you.
And thank all of you for being here. Remember to like and subscribe, hit that notifications button, and you keep watching and I'll keep posting content.